We all do not have the deepest budgets in the world. Let's just be realistic. And sometimes just trying to expect for you to just shell out money for this app and that service and this product is a little too much. So I just thought I'd go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a cleanser, if you will, a palate cleanser, because over the past few weeks I've been sharing some things that you got to shell money out for. So why don't we go ahead and talk about the 5 best free tools for self-publishing a book. Make sure you stay tuned to today's podcast. What's happening, folks? This is Dale, and I'm just tickled to death. You took a little bit of time out your day to spend a little bit of time with me, talk about my favorite thing in self-publishing books. Hey, folks, normally I put in a sponsor spot, but of course I'm going to mention some affiliate links throughout the course of this video. It's up to you whether you take advantage of it or not. But hey, real quick, live every Monday, I'm going to be recording this podcast. Believe it or not, if you're listening to this through Apple or Amazon Audible or Spotify or any of the other podcasting platforms, you're listening to it 1 week late. Yeah, we record this 1 week prior to it going out. And the only way for you to go ahead and be in attendance is every Monday, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Daytime. You join me over at dalelinks.com/YouTube podcast to get yourself subscribed to the YouTube channel. Always a pleasure. Definitely appreciated. I am a little bit of an overachiever. I sat down and I thought about all the free tools, and man, there's so much. There's so much. For me to put it down to 5 is just about ridiculous. But then it got me to thinking, all right, some products and services are legit 100% free. There's no ulterior motive. They're not trying to upsell you. Great. So then I said, okay, great. We got 5 here. So I'm going to give you guys the 5 free ones, but I'm going to give you a couple extra, actually 5 extra ones that do have an upsell of some sort, but it's of no consequence if you choose. You're like, you know what? I don't want that one. That's technically not fully free, Dale. So that way I'm not getting beat up. Here we go. Number 1, Books to Read. Now, in their words, Books to Read is a reader-facing site featuring discovery tools developed by indie publishing service Drafted Digital. We currently offer the following free services: new release notifications, universal book links, author pages, and book tabs. Now, real quick, the universal book links, I think, is probably one of the best options that you're going to have available, because when you send people to your book on Amazon, and if you're giving them a .com or a .co.uk, you immediately just forego sending anything to anybody in various regions outside of there. There's a lot of friction there. You don't want to send somebody to the Amazon store or the bookstore. Could be Barnes & Noble, could be Apple, any number of those things. You don't want to just send them to a region in which it's not applicable. Universal Book Links helps make that possible. It's 100% legit. It's approved. You don't have to worry about getting stricken down or anything else like that by using affiliate programs. Now, if you happen to have an Amazon Associates affiliate program, or you're part of Apple's or Barnes & Noble, you can put in that affiliate code in the Universal Book Link. So that way, when you're referring traffic over to that link, over through the Universal Book Link, someone clicks on the region in which they want to attend or go to, and then at that point, they will get pixeled or cookied, if you will, to where if they make a purchase, you get credit for that. That's kind of neat. I really like this. Now, the one thing that I think is really extra cool is the fact that you can create reading lists through Books to Read. It's great for sending your email subscribers or your followers to, and it's also one of those cases that you're not just promoting your books for a change. Yeah, you can create a reading list with your books in it, but also you can create a reading list with other people's books and tap into that affiliate program. So that way, when you're going to promote something or you're getting ready to send out an email newsletter and you say to yourself, oh, Dale, I don't know what to send out. What are you reading? I bet you that your readers are going to love it. Now, in their words again here with Books to Read, you don't even need to sign up for an account. That's kind of cool, right? But if you do sign up, it lets you track and modify your links in the future. Oh, and that's free too. That's kind of cool. Now, just as a quick bonus and aside here, Drafted Digital, folks, has free interior formatting, and you do not have to publish through them. Let me repeat that again here. I'm going to say it differently. Drafted Digital offers ebook interior formatting and, to a certain extent, print book formatting, for free on their platform. You do not have to publish through them. That's a bonus one there for you folks. All right, the next one up, number 2, is going to be Book Report. Now, this is essentially kind of like what they just rolled out for KDP Reports Beta, but yet less wonky. KDP Reports Beta still right now at this time is not 100%, but they're getting ready to launch it out of beta. But in the meantime, and this might be dating myself, I'm sure in about another couple months, maybe people are just going to stick with the KDP Reports Beta, but Book Report is going to be the option here. Now, I'm just going to tell you that this one's stretching a little bit. Yes, it's 100% free, okay, for everyone to use. It tracks all the things that you need to know for sales, for specific time periods, for specific books. You'll get graphs and charts, so it's easy for you to kind of break it apart. But at any rate, it is 100% free until you make over $1,000 in earnings per month. Yeah, if you're making $1,000 per month earnings per month through your KDP dashboard, then they're going to upgrade you to the $19 per month plan. Now, you don't need to put any credit cards into this. And once it hits that threshold, they will notify you. I use Book Report personally in coordination with Amazon ads. Anytime I'm working on my Amazon ads, I have my Amazon ads dashboard open and I've got Book Report open in the other one because I want to see what I'm actually getting for sales and what Amazon ads says I'm possibly getting for sales. All right, next item here is number 3, Pixabay, Pexels, and Canva. Oh my. Now, there's a good reason why I brought these ones up. They are great free image resources and online graphic design tool. Now, the free image resources goes by way of Pixabay and Pexels, which, oddly enough, is owned by the company of Canva. Now, you can always find pixabay.com, and you can also go to pexels.com. And then for Canva here, there's no technology knowledge necessary. Say that 10 times fast. It's just plug and play. They have a lot of templates and you can even do some stuff from scratch if you wish to. Now, with Pixabay and Pexels, the images are free with no attribution required. Now, does that mean you shouldn't attribute the person that you got the graphics from or the image through Pixabay and Pexels? No, you should definitely still do attribution. I just recommend it because you just never know if that's going to be one person who's going to promote your book. And if you give them credit, chances are very likely they're going to be pretty happy that you did that. Great friend of mine, Mark Brownless, actually did that with one of his books. He used an image from Pixabay. He altered it a little bit. He put it on the front cover and he reached out to the actual person and they actually ended up buying some of the books and sharing with other people. Pretty stinking cool, right? Now, with Canva, this is great for creating social media graphics, book covers, and so much more. There is an upgrade. I am going to tell you, I've never paid for it. Canva Pro is about $12.99 per month or $119 per year. You get some additional templates and some images that you wouldn't otherwise get. I'm going to say this, that I have never really paid a dime for Canva, and it's made me a lot of money because I've used it for building out press kits and different types of social media advertising, things like that. So dalelinks.com/Canva to take a look at that. Number 4, the next one here is probably, it's no surprise. I've said it so many times on this podcast before, and it is the kindlepreneur.com. There are a ton of articles about keywords, book marketing, book descriptions, heck, social media for authors, and so much more for anybody that is an author or planning to be an author. Now, let me just highlight a few of the tools, including places like I always send people over to. This is not an affiliate link. It's just a quick link because I use it myself. dalelinks.com/HTML. That'll take you over to the Kindlepreneur free HTML book description generator. They also have a free barcode generator, a free QR code generator, and also probably one of the best resources when it comes to a list of free and premium book promotion sites. Look it up. Fantastic. Kindlepreneur.com. You will thank me later. There's so much information in there. Not to mention that Dave is always adding extra things over to that platform. Dave Chesson owns Kindlepreneur.com, and he's always putting out new things. Like recently he did like a hashtag generator. And if you're finding yourself stumped as to what hashtags you want to use, you just literally plug in what you're doing, bam, 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 and it goes and sends you the hashtags that you can use, and you can just copy and paste and put it right onto there. But I love me some Kindlepreneur. Can't say enough great things about them. And you know what? I really don't want to make this seem like it's a close second or anything else like that. But my gosh, Reedsy.com is number 5. They are another great resource. They have informative articles. They have an ebook formatting tool. They have an email newsletter that's hosted by Ricardo Fayette. Now, Ricardo puts out excellent newsletters. This is not one of those newsletters you get signed up to and you facepalm yourself on a regular basis because you're like, they're trying to sell me on something again. Ricardo's really great about bringing the value through the email newsletter. So if there's anything that you take away from this, go visit Reedsy.com. Get yourself set up for their email newsletter just by signing in and hit that get started. Reedsy spelled REEDSY.com. Tell them I sent you on over there. Now, I told you I'm a little bit of an overachiever. I gave you guys 5 free resources. There are some 5 resources I'm going to say that have an upgrade, but you can still use them for their free services, and some of them you might recognize from previous broadcasts. Now, the very first one I want to discuss is going to be Story Origin. Huge fan of this. This is the author marketing tool for every author out there. I don't see any exception to this rule. It integrates email service providers, unlimited file delivery, tech support for readers, universal retail links, Facebook tracking pixel, Amazon affiliate tags, and track word count goals. This is all just through Story Origin. And they have a number of other things that are a part of their free service. But to me, the free services of using the retail links, having an affiliate link, it's kind of like having books to read, having a Facebook tracking pixel. Okay, so if you're running Facebook ads, this is a great way to do that. But you want more details about Story Origin, go take a look at my affiliate link at dalelinks.com/Story Origin. Next one up is number 2, Pro Writing Aid. Talked about them a few weeks ago. Let's go ahead, go back to the well here on this one. The free service, it's a grammar checking software. It's fantastic. It is like the writer's writing tool. There you go. But for free, you get to check up to 500 words at a time. Yes, the reports are much more limited and less robust than, say, the premium stuff, but it definitely covers all bases. dalelinks.com/Pro Writing Aid will get you 20% off annual and lifetime plans. But if you're just getting it for free, then just disregard that. Just get it free. Number 3, here's another one just talked about not too long ago, is BookBrush. You are able to do a lot of graphics on this one. Now, where I do like Canva, I love BookBrush. Canva's fantastic. And if for some reason you never use BookBrush and you stick with Canva, that's all well and good. But I will tell you, there's way less for you to have to worry about and search down over on BookBrush, because it is essentially like Canva on steroids for authors. BookBrush is fantastic, and on the free plan, you get up to 15 image downloads per month, access to over 1.5 million photos, and I believe it's actually integrated with Pixabay, so that just tells you that you're getting some good images. Author-specific stamps, you get 200 plus 3D cover templates, 3,000 plus author-specific templates. There's so much involved inside the free plan. Just grab the free plan. I think everyone needs this, and even if you don't upgrade, that's totally fine. Get my referral link. It's at dalelinks.com/bookbrush. Now, next one up, number 4, is PayHip and Gumroad. Now, I'm going to put them both on level playing ground here because they're very similar. You're able to do a lot of electronic transactions. So if you want to sell your ebook or your audiobook, you want to do a video course, PayHip and Gumroad have what you want. They're 100% free to use with an asterisk next to it because there is a revenue share. It's all transactional. So for instance, you're paying a transaction fee for every time someone buys your stuff. You're not actually having to pull anything out your pocket. It's just taken out of your bottom line. Now, in my opinion, I've been talking with the company PayHip, and I've been digging down, and I'm really loving what I see. They have better incentives for sales volumes. So, for instance, if you were to use Gumroad, they got a 9% transaction fee. If you make anywhere from $1,000 or more, it's 7%. If you make anything that's $10,000 or more, it's 5%. Anything that's above $100,000 in sales is 3%. And anything above 1 million sales is 2.9%. I really don't like having to take a percentage. 2.9% is still a lot of money out of $1 million. PayHip, they start out with 5% transaction fee. That's it. You can do that forever if you wanted to. Totally fine. $29 per month is the next plan, and it actually moves down the transaction fee to 2%. Now, if you pay $99 per month, there's zero transaction fee. I like that the best, especially if you find that you're making a significant amount of sales to justify that expense. I would think for $100 per month, you're obviously going to want to make sure that you're making at least $100 or more per month before you go and subscribe to something like that. I'll be covering PayHip a little bit more deeply in a future episode here on this podcast, so make sure you stay tuned. The very next item up here is the last but not least, number 5. One of my absolute favorites here is DS Amazon Quick View. Now, DS Amazon Quick View is a Google Chrome extension that displays additional information on the Amazon search results page. When the extension is installed, you'll be able to see a product's sales rank, ASIN number, and info about the seller, like, reviews and date of publishing and things like that. It makes life so much easier when you're doing research. Here's a little bit of a hack for you folks out there. Rather than going and refreshing your product page to see your sales rank and diminishing relevancy for that, for not buying anything, what I would recommend is instead use the DS Amazon Quick View. You will do a quick search up of your book. It should pull it up on the product page there in the very first search results, and you'll see exactly where it's at as far as the rankings. Now you don't ever have to go back to your product page anymore and hit refresh over and over. All you got to do is just keep that page open there of the search. You'll be able to see exactly the information that you need. Man, that was 10 resources, technically 5 that are 100% free, with 5 with a little bit of a premium upgrade. Hey, just a quick reminder, we are live every Monday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Daytime. You want to join us? Make sure you come on over to dalelinks.com/YouTube podcast and hit that subscribe. My final thought. Right? These aren't the only free resources. Let me know what you use. You can always drop me a line over at dale@selfpublishingwithdale.com. I don't know every single free resource out there for self-publishers, but the nice thing is I think a few of you know what those are. Maybe we'll do a future episode and I'll give you a shout out if you can show me some free resources. I like it to where I don't have to spend a ton of money when I'm trying to do self-publishing, and I don't think that you should have to as well. Hey, speaking of the podcast recordings and such like that, I tell you to join me every Monday, but we are going to be taking a brief hiatus for the next 2 weeks. We'll be back on June the 13th, June 20th, if you happen to be listening to this. And we're going to be talking about how I spent tens of thousands of dollars on Fiverr gigs and what I learned in the process. Yeah, tens of thousands of dollars. I had to sit down and actually do the math, and it's pretty incredible. To get advanced access to all podcasts, visit dalelinks.com/YouTube podcast 1 week before the audio content publishes. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll chat with you then.